Hey everybody, KC here. I want to tell you a little bit about some really wonderful days that I had last week. And I promise you, at the end, there's a business lesson. So I had the opportunity last week to travel out to the Seattle-Tacoma area. Always happy for me to do that. I love the Pacific Northwest, and because of the pandemic and some problems that Seattle and Portland have had, I haven't had a chance to do that very much over the past 3 years. But I got on a plane. I still love getting on a plane. How lucky am I? And flew out there, and the first night I actually met my friend Morgan for dinner. And you guys, those of you who've been reading Morning Newsbeat for a long time know how much I love Morgan. Morgan is a bartender. I first met him when he was working at Edda's on Pike Place Market, and I've written about him in both my books and referred to him as the best bartender on the planet, and just in terms of the way he connects with customers. We've now been friends for like 20 years. So he's not at Edda's anymore. Edda's closed during the pandemic, has reopened as a barbecue place, but he's working in a place called Circa over in West Seattle. He was actually off that night, so we met at a different place called Whiskey West. Food wasn't fancy, but it was really, really good. The wine was wonderful, and it was a great night. And it was fun just to reconnect with Morgan. So the next night, after I gave my speech, I got a chance in Seattle. My oldest son's girlfriend happened to be in Seattle on business. So I took her out to dinner. And we went to a place that I've actually missed in Seattle. It's called Serious Pie. It's the Tom Douglas pizza restaurant. And I have always loved their pizza. I've written about it a lot here over the years. And the one I love most is got sweet fennel sausage, roasted peppers, and provolone. Oh, and had it with this nice Cesare Valpolicella. Food was great. Company was terrific. It was rainy outside, but it was warm inside. It was just terrific. And then the next morning, before I went to go to the airport, I'd actually, as I left Serious Pie, I was walking to my car, and I passed by Lola's, which is another Tom Douglas restaurant. And I noticed their breakfast menu had something I'd never seen there before called Octopus Hash. Well, I'm a sucker for a new experience. So I went back to Lola's the next morning, had the Octopus Hash. I'll put a picture below. It was fabulous. It had octopus, obviously, but it had squash and potatoes and garlic yogurt and bacon and egg. And it was just extraordinary. And the thing is, I was so happy to do that because it reconnected me with the things I love to do when I'm on the road. Well, I mean, let's recap. Got on a plane. Love to get on a plane. Got to see some terrific retail. You saw maybe my piece about Metropolitan Market last week. I got up in front of an audience. Still one of my favorite things to do. Love to get up in front of an audience. And I got to eat and drink with both old and new friends. And I got to try a dish I'd never had before in my life. I mean, I love my life. But the thing is, the business lesson is this. I don't eat like that, okay? Because I came out of my mother's womb craving octopus and red wines I'd never tried before. It's not exactly how it happened. And in fact, when I grew up, the food was sort of pedestrian. I mean, my father's idea of great Italian food was chicken parmesan, and my mother's idea of Chinese food was, something very, very simple, right? Fried rice. I mean, she did, my parents did not have, eclectic taste when it came to food. Food was good at home, but it wasn't really very fancy, and it was rarely would we have something that nobody had ever heard of before. The most fanciest we got were canned beets, which is why I can't eat canned beets anymore. I've been educated over the years. I've been really lucky in terms of both my choice of career and then sort of how I've conducted myself. Is I've gotten to go to great retail stores and great restaurants, and I've gotten to try food I've never had before. I've connected with people who have exposed me to foods I've never had before and have educated my palate. So I'm willing to try lots of different things and will go out of my way to go to some place to have a dish I'd never had before. That's the power of education when it comes to the food business, right? If you educate your customers, if you talk to them about things they've never had before and give them a chance to taste it, the possibility is always there that they're going to try that dish, then they're going to become better customers, right? The old Cy Sims was an educated customer. The best friend is an educated customer. I think that's absolutely true when it comes to food stores. If you educate your customers, and by the way, it doesn't have to be Octopus Hash. It could be really great barbecue. It could be pulled pork that's just out of this world. It could be dishes that are just really, really good, that are not pedestrian, that actually kind of may inspire people a little bit, maybe help them aspire a little bit. That's what really great food retail does. And I got a reminder of that last week. Listen, I'm really, really lucky. I live a really, really rich life. I'm really looking forward to getting back to that now, and now that we're past the pandemic. But there's a business lesson there. Talk to your customers. Educate your customers. Raise their standards a little bit, and get them to try new and better things. Almost always, that works out for a food retailer. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.